Cocktail characters, characters, cocktail characters coming to you.
Do you guys ever think about the outlet on this wall?
Never. All the time. I can't handle it.
It's the only thing. I'm sorry to everyone who watches this podcast. This house is built in the 1910s.
I feel like we've told this story.
I don't think we have. And
Okay.
the outlets are mid-wall. What are you supposed to do about it? It's so non-traditional. It's so not what you thought you're gonna get. This outlet.
I mean, it's true. It is true.
It looks like two little guys.
I
just
feel like
hanging out
though
with
that
us.
two little guys. So
Just like-
there's two guys, one on top of the
Whoa. Oh. Oh. You're an outlet. I'm an outlet.
We put it on one on top of our face, one on top of the other.
Oh. That's what they are.
Oh.
That's all they say. Oh. 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 So the bottom lip straight.
Okay, moving on.
I think it doesn't look good. I'm sorry.
I love it. It looks so good.
I'm trying to be an outlet.
I like it when pretty people do funny things with their faces, and then it's like, hee,
They're ugly too.
you could be ugly just like me.
Oh my gosh.
I
I love it. So anyways, sorry about the outlet. You won't have to look at it much longer.
Good, because I'm going to rip it out of the wall.
Good luck. It's in stone.
It's in stone.
Golly.
This house, this cottage. I tell you
Okay,
what.
I have a question for you. Okay, we're both in non-traditional parenting situations. This is something we actually have talked about off camera, off
A lot,
podcast,
yeah.
a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's the hard things with that.
Oh,
there's
yeah.
beautiful things with that, and there's
Mhm.
hard things with that. So I think we should explore that.
I think that would be fun because I feel like if you're in a non-traditional family, non-traditional parenting situation, whatever, that it can feel like you don't understand people that are in that space very well.
Mhm.
Or if you are in that position, you don't feel understood.
It feels weirdly isolating, even though
Mhm.
there's a lot of people in non-traditional situations.
Right. But I think that what I feel like, okay, this is just a thought. This is coming to me as I'm
Yeah.
thinking this through right now. I feel like there was a long time in our society and whatever where we just didn't talk about hard things a lot, right? And we've gotten to a space where people are getting more and more vulnerable and allowing themselves to talk about hard things. But now there's kind of a script flip in that people talk all the time now.
It's almost like too much.
And so
Let's pull some cards back.
yeah. So I don't know. I was just thinking about how there's so much information overload to where you feel kind of pulled all these different directions. So it's kind of an interesting space. But we have our own thoughts and feelings, and
Yeah.
like maybe somebody might understand themselves or their situation better, or we can help people understand our situation better by having a conversation about it.
I love
And
it.
we talk about family stuff all the time.
all the time.
Like we share like what our kid did and how we handled it, and
How we messed it up.
how we tried to turn it back around and fix it.
Well, okay, so really quick on what you just said, I think that's really true. So I think there is almost like this. We grew up in a space where like it's almost like you just don't talk about it unless you just didn't really talk about hard stuff a lot. But then as a society, I think we were trying, in order to get healthier, we're like, we're going to talk about hard things. And I think there was a good heart behind that. And then it switched where it's like what you're saying as far as like the overload, it's like everybody's thing is a huge thing. And I think there's a space where things can just be things, and they
Right.
can be hard, they can be good. They don't have to be overwhelmingly big or overwhelmingly like who you are as a person, but they can just be a part of the situation of your
story.
life.
It's part of the story.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to define everything that ever happens, but it also is such a significant space and piece of life that
It changes you.
it changes you.
Yeah.
And
that's okay to talk about.
absolutely.
It's okay to talk about all of it. But
Yeah.
anyway, let's talk about our non-traditional situations.
Right. Okay. So I love the whole nuclear family thing. I think it's very important.
I think
And
it's beautiful.
And we were, in my opinion, created to have that.
100%.
So, but in this world we live in, things happen.
Yeah.
And things fall apart and things come together, and you have to figure out how to work with what we're given and the circumstances that have happened or been created, whatever. So non-traditional, like, I don't feel like, I want to make sure we're clear, like, it's not good or bad.
No.
It's
definitely
just
not
not
good
the
or
normal way of things coming together.
And I think too, I don't know if you feel this way, but being somebody who is now a single parent and been doing that for a while, even more so, I think you realize why it was created to be what it was.
Yeah.
I think when you're when you're outside of that situation, you're like, oh, I understand why the two people who create human beings that have parts of them raise those human beings and stay together.
Yeah.
I understand why that whole thing works. And I think you see it even blatantly more when you're not inside of it
100%.
and trying to raise humans and do that when you're like, okay, this is different.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way?
For sure.
Okay.
Because we were talking earlier about how I've always been kind of a black and white person, and like I have opinions about how this thing should be done, and or how it, whatever. So, and then when you're in the middle of this completely changed circumstance, you definitely have to real quickly throw those things aside and figure your stuff out, because that takes time too, but it really helps you. It levels the playing ground, and it really helps you to be more realistic in your thinking and to calm down with the opinions and to give yourself grace and
it humbles you.
It humbles you. Yeah. So anyway, I think that I feel like all of us need to kind of feel seen and understood. And I don't want, I've thought about this a lot through the years of our circumstance in particular. Like, people might make assumptions and even be really kind and make some really beautiful compliments or commendation. And it's meant to be kind, and it's taken that way. But then in the back of your mind, you're going, oh my gosh, but you don't understand how hard this really is. Oh, you don't understand literally the things that we've gone through to make this what it is. Yeah. And it's not perfect, and it's not great sometimes, but you don't even have a clue.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I think that's kind of, while those things are important to make people feel seen and loved and understand, like, appreciated, like, I see what you're doing and it's beautiful, you should never stop complimenting people,
right?
Like, I'm not saying that, but it's like you hear that and you're like in the back of your mind, like
I'm so glad you're seeing beauty right now, because
I sure
it was a nightmare yesterday.
You should have seen everything. We're falling apart.
Okay, so your story, tell me what you want to share about your story and your family and how it's come together.
Okay, so I got married young and knew I couldn't have children, or more than likely couldn't. And so went through all that and tried to get all that figured out and came to terms with it. And we decided we were okay with that. And moving forward, I'm going to be the best aunt and uncle ever. Yay. And that's a really fun space to be in. And I tell every aunt and uncle that I meet, like, be the fun aunt, be the fun uncle. It is so much fun and so much less work.
Oh, yeah.
And enjoy it.
And now you know.
Because someday you might be the mom too. And so for us, we were married. We were getting ready to hit our 16. Okay, so my sister passed away in a really tragic, horrible car accident. And then a year and a half later, her husband took his own life, leaving 2 babies, which there's so much more to that. That is nuanced beyond.
100%.
So just take the information and plug it away.
Yeah.
We're not here to talk about those specific things, but so because of that, I was saying we inherited our children because they're a gift from God, and we inherited them. And my niece and nephew, my sister's children, our niece and nephew became our kids. So at 9 and 4, we were getting ready to be 16 years married. We got children.
Surprise! And you got children at 9 and 4.
Right. They ain't babies. And that, in case I haven't made it clear, that's my favorite stage. The kind where they come out and they're silent and they poop and they eat and they sleep. That's my favorite. That's my favorite kind of child, like 0 to school age.
Right.
And then I'm done. Move it along.
So not only receiving children that have come from really traumatic past 2 years, just hard. They're also at the ages of 4 and 9, which if you're raising children on any level, you know that there's so much development, and even just like house function. This is the way we live. This is the way our family operates. That has happened to that point. And even though they're your sister's children, you're different people. So inheriting 2 children, essentially in the middle of being raised, coming out of really traumatic events, that's a lot. That's a lot for everybody. Yeah. Yes. And to do it overnight like that and try to, like, you put the brakes on, and it's like to just be a fun aunt, fun uncle that are just trying to be there to be a supportive force in these kids' lives. And then you have to become a parent. The role is completely different. It doesn't even compare. Yeah. And then trying to figure out how to do that without messing them up, because you want to be kind and understanding and,
give structure and security, but also, we have guidelines and rules and how we treat people and how we do things. It's a lot. Because usually we have all this development time of like, I'm working towards having a baby. Now we're pregnant. We have 9 months to figure this crap out. Yeah. Now we have another 3 to 4 years before they like have opinions about things or whatever. And then during all that, you're like setting up rules and parameters and showing love and learning lessons the hard way. And then for us, it was like, there was crazy crap going on that we had immediately had to address.
And even learning how, as someone who's had my children since they were infants, on how they take correction, or like even learning the nuance of them as a little person to then be able to do all of those things you just said. That would be that's so much to enter into while also dealing with your own grief.
It's a lot.
And their grief that they don't even probably know how to even begin to.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
So that's our origin story.
Yeah.
Yours is a little different.
Very different.
For what your circumstances are now. So what's your origin story? Where's your family coming from?
So had the nuclear family, mom, dad. Now I will say, even with that, we adopted our middle child. So Gwen is biological. She was born when she was almost 3. We got Amaya, and she's adopted. We got her at 2 weeks old. And then and that's got its adoption stories have their own. Even getting them as infants, it's their own non-traditional thing.
Because you'd think it'd be like the ideal situation because they're yours from the beginning.
Yes.
But
there's so much that happens in utero. There's so much that happens in the first 2 weeks of their life.
And nature versus nurture is a real thing to me.
It's a real thing. There are things. Here's one thing I'll say, and Brooks is biological. He was born 15 months after we got Amaya. Surprise! But I truly have never, I always knew I was going to adopt as a high school kid. I was like, I will adopt one of my children. I didn't think I could or couldn't have children at the time. There's nothing to make me think either way. And I was like, I just know I'm going to adopt. And there's never been, truly, I never look at Amaya. I'm like, you're not mine. She's mine. She is my daughter. I know she's adopted. It's just like a fact. She is my daughter. And I've met other adoptive parents who I think sometimes have adopted out of, and there's not judgment around this because adoption is hard however you come into it. But I have met people are like, that was really kind of you. I'm like, this wasn't an act of service. Like, this isn't me trying to just be kind and be like, I'll take an orphaned child.
Yeah. I'll do my piece for society.
This isn't community service for me. I'm her parent. Like, I don't think I'm explaining this well. I don't see her any different than I see my other children, except for the fact that I'm like, there are things about your little personality that I don't know if I understand because the genes that come from you are different. And so I think if someone's thinking about walking into this space of adoption and you have biological children, or even if you don't, to me, my heart in adoption for parents of adoptive kids is to please don't adopt out of it feeling like a sacrifice if it's possible. Like, walk into adoption if you can, if you're going to choose that.
Right.
Walk into it with, that is my child and I am their parent, and there is no difference between this child and how they are in the family. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I've always been curious about that. And one of the things that I've thought in our own situation that I have been grateful for is that I didn't have bio kids. Because they're on very equal playing ground, very because I always would worry that I would come, even if I didn't mean for it to, I'd come off as favoring.
Right. Yes.
And it's not that you do that, but I think that's something you probably kind of do no matter what with your
I think
kids.
people do that with biological kids.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's some parents that are drawn to one child or the other just naturally.
Right.
Because of personality connections.
Yes.
Or if they're easier versus harder.
That's I have an easier and I have a harder. Yeah.
And so it's like I would be worried that I would. So I've always been like, I'm really glad we didn't, because that would just be another layer. Yeah. That probably would never even come into play. Yeah. But I would worry that the children would feel that way.
Yes. That is something that I feel like I've never felt a favoritism against or for, like, they're daily, right? Like, right. Well, you're a pickle today. You know what I mean? With all of them. Yeah, but anyways, that's just a little nuance thing about adoption. That. So that's non-traditional in of itself. Had Brooks. 15 months later. So all my kids are within essentially under 4. They were 4 and under altogether. And then when Brooks was 1, we got divorced when he was 1. Oof. So and there's a lot to that story, but so essentially and my ex was a single parent. He recently got married. But he been a single parent the whole time too. We shared custody 50-50. I know it's not the case for everybody, but our kids were 4, 2, and 1 when we got divorced.
Wow.
And that is a lot. And dealing with grief of a nuclear family, whether you chose it or not.
Loss,
they're just any divorce situation. It's not just that. There's so much around it. We were together for 10 years. So then there's like friendships involved and your families and all of those things. So there's just a lot that goes within that, right? So there's a lot of grief in those layers. But yeah, I mean, parenting 3 little kids. Yeah. Was there a point when you were like, our family's not traditional? I mean, I'm sure that feels dumb even asking you that because it's obvious in your situation. You're like, this is not traditional. But was there, do you know what I'm saying? Like, was there a point where you're like, this is different?
I think, of course, right away we realized that with how everything went down and how it all came together. It's very obvious that it's different. But I do think, from the outside looking in, it's like up to parents from a loving home, and you got these 2 kids that are a boy and a girl, and you got this little foursome, and I think we knew within the first there was a couple things that happened. And Jordan and I would stay up really late talking about how we were going to handle certain behaviors and trying to comb through, is this trauma based? If it's not, then is it a behavioral issue? Where do we stand on therapy? Because this is something we never even had to think about. So I don't know about if there was a specific moment, but I do remember, and a couple of very specific times, one of which Brady was having a very difficult time, and he doesn't even remember this happening because we've talked about it recently, that Jordan was out of town working for a few days, and I was home by myself with the kids, and I always have felt pretty in control of our situation of life of the kid, even when they would just come over and visit. I mean, I'm kind of always been a little bit of a, this is how we do things here kind of gal. And I don't care, I know I'm just aunt and uncle, but there's still rules here, and you have to follow them because that's the right thing to do.
Even when your sister and their dad was alive, and
we have them for the weekend.
You're like,
there's rules. This is our house. These are rules, but let's have fun. Okay,
100%.
So that's kind of how we've always been anyway. We've never been like, oh, let's just make a mess and it's gonna be great. It's like we have fun projects and we do the things and we lay around, snuggle up with blankies and have a good time. But there's also, you don't talk to your sister that way.
Right.
You keep your hands off each other. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We share your snacks properly. Yes. So that kind of stuff we fell in line really easy because we already had that. Like,
they had the base of that at your house.
They did.
Yeah.
They knew that they came over that was always going to happen. But there was some a really difficult behavioral / emotional thing that happened for Brady. Keep in mind, 8 and 9 is rough.
Oh, I have a 9-year-old right now.
Girl, I'm like,
oh my gosh.
I don't want to choke them out. Like, just go to sleep. Just lay there and just don't talk for about 2 years. And we'll come back together. Yes.
I need you to stop talking.
I need you to, because everything you're saying now is not working in your favor. Yes. And now you got the look on your face. And that's not working in your favor. We're in trouble. Yes. No, I just was like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
Like, this is not good.
Yeah.
I don't know how to handle this particular behavior. This is not okay. So I'm calling Jordan, and then he's upset because he's not here to help. And I'm like, I don't know how to move forward with this. And a whole bunch of stuff happened. I'm not going to get into it, but I was like, oh boy. And then another situation, that was a big moment.
Maybe a moment, obviously the whole time you're like, this is obviously non-traditional. I guess a moment where you're like, this is more than maybe what we thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that was a moment where that happened?
Yes.
Obviously, you knew walking into it. There's a lot happening in these little kids' lives. This is going to be a lot. But maybe a moment where you're like, this is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was definitely one of them. And then I think we didn't understand that the nuance of the relationship between the 2 kids because that's not something that you just see when you're around a couple times a week. And that was a huge moment too, because it was like, I don't think that these behaviors are going to be okay. We're going to have to, And then there was, of course, because of our situation, there's the you're not my mom and dad situation too. So there was a lot of that.
Especially at 9.
Yeah, for him. Evelyn was a little different because she was so tiny, and she didn't have a lot of good. Her memories were already fading of her mom at that point, and
which that's also a
that's
hard
normal.
layer.
Like, that's a hard layer, yeah. And at her age, it just made sense.
Sure.
And anyway, so yeah, there was that particular moment was. This is just not your normal situation. There's so much more happening here that we're going to have to up our game and come together real quick as a husband and wife, as parents. And so we made some decisions, and some of them I don't think were not perfect, but you make them in the moment. But
that's just
it's just
parenting.
Yeah.
That's living.
That's being a human.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was, there's a very specific moment for sure.
Yeah.
What about you? Is there something that for you that happened that was like, okay, this is going to be a little different. This is not, I don't know.
I don't know if there's a moment. So my ex traveled a lot for work. And neither here nor there, I remember thinking I've done this a lot by myself.
Oh yeah. So you were used to doing it by yourself anyways, because you were at home.
Yeah. So, like just as a fact basis, being like, I've been a working single parent for weeks at a time, right? So if there was something for work that would happen, he'd be gone. I had it under control. We had a nanny. I'm like, this will be no different. Parts of that were true. And then there are parts where like, there is either. This is what I remember grieving the most. And there were times where I still grieve this. I'm just going to be honest with you. There will never be a situation where my kids have the two most important people in their life present at the same time, where I can just be with my kids and have somebody else, another adult present here in the room that just feels like comfortable. And I don't know if that's even making sense, but either I have my kids by myself full on, or I don't have them at all. And there's not moments where I just get to be with my kids, but I get to be off. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I am always on, or I do not have them.
Wow. It's like off, on, off.
Yes.
On,
And my parents are amazing. And, they'll be like, hey, we'll hang out. That's amazing. It's a different family unit coming in. It is not this one family unit operating with that function, just living, being comfortable, being able to be off.
In cohesion,
yes.
Yeah.
I can't just, I'm going to cook dinner. If something happens, can you go deal with that?
Or where you don't even have to ask.
Just something.
Because that's what they do. That's what another parent does. It's like, I know she's in there cooking. I got this.
I'm just going to go handle it. So and there's moments again where it was like that was happening anyways because he was traveling.
Right.
But there were still moments where it happened, right? Or traveling. Okay. There will not be a vacation where my kids have both parents that they're totally comfortable with. We can just go somewhere. We can just hop in a car and go somewhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think those moments, that gets really real when they just all of a sudden never happen again. So, and again, for better or for worse, I think that I have learned things about myself through this process of being divorced and being a single parent that I wouldn't give back. I like myself better now, and I know myself better now. But those are moments when you're like, this is why, or even just like trying to understand my kids, like, okay, that's a personality trait that I think that your dad would understand. And I'm trying to parent in this moment and be a mom and dad. I'm trying to be nurturing. I'm also trying to be the authoritarian. I am trying to be a mom and a dad all of the time by myself to 3 humans at the same time. And it's when they were little. So then like potty like just think of everything. And again, and I don't know if you remember this, but it was just like, the help was amazing. I had support. I was not left alone. It wasn't like I was on an island. I have amazing parents. I just wanted to be with my family, but it not be so hard. It just not be so fucking hard. You know what I mean? But I just want to be home without having to be like, call my mom and come over.
Yeah.
Which I still would. And there's nothing wrong with that.
I feel like there's definitely a different situation, especially so let's just think about this. Well, okay. Hone in. I'm thinking about too, when you have all of that help all present at the same time on a pretty regular basis, you can tag you're it, you know, like
Yes.
pass the baton.
Yes.
And be like, I'm not getting through this child. We're on the same page.
I need you to
can you come here? Because I
Yep.
know that they'll respond to you better.
Yes.
I know that you'll be able to get through to them.
Yes.
Whereas when you're on your own constantly, you're like, I don't have anybody to tag in. I got to figure out how to work with this.
Do you know the amount of times, and I actually think that you probably do, because I feel like we've talked about this, where you leave and you have no idea what to do. I think this happens in traditional situations as a parent. I literally don't know what to do or say in this moment. I am completely pissed out of my mind right now because you're already just like, what is happening? I would literally just go put my face in a corner and say out loud, I do not know what to do right now. And just like start being like, okay, God, I don't know what to do. Just like praying angrily, cussing out loud where my children and everyone's just like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. But I've got to walk back in there. I can't just take a moment.
No, you can't even. You cannot.
I can't say I'm about to
out.
beat this child. You step in. I'm about to beat this child, and I got to go step back in and not do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So that I don't know.
That
Do you feel like those moments happened of just like complete, just like I don't
100%.
know.
I
have no clue.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. There's been multiple moments like that. I can't think of any off the top of my head right now, but of just like the level of frustration of just like, I'm going to just go over there and we're going to have to not be together for a minute because I don't know what to do next. Yeah. Because everything that's coming to mind is obviously not the right choice. So, and I don't like to be the parent that just wait till your dad gets home. Anyways, I want to be able to handle it. But sometimes
I get why people say that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
what I should have started doing, like, wait till your dad gets home, and then me re-enter 3 hours later with the ball cap on, like, well, kids,
your mom gave me a call.
Your mom said I'm here to lay the law down. But I could have just gone back to being like,
I need you to come over here and everybody sit at my feet.
We gotta have a messed up my kids with you? My mom started playing mom and dad.
Maybe it would have been so confusing that they would be like, okay, let's go just do this thing.
My mom's lost her mind.
So let's just all like quietly go over there.
Or they'd be in school and be like, your mom doesn't walk in as dad later? Oh, my mom says that. And then she comes in later in a costume. Your mom doesn't do that?
And then I couldn't take her seriously when her mustache kept flopping around.
They would have been in therapy forever. I did one time.
Oh, gosh.
One time this was a couple years ago. Snow days happened. We were snowed in the house. And I was like,
relationship with
love, hate. And I was like, fighting is out of control.
Mm-hmm.
There's just it's just too much tattling. You know, it's just like, this doesn't even matter. Please don't concern me with this.
My mom would always say, I'm not here to referee. I'm not a referee.
I literally went and put on my graduation robe. I found a cowboy hat and a hammer. And I said, everybody to the table. And I walked down. I said, I'm a judge now. Here's the deal, though. If you're going to bring a situation to my attention, you're both on trial. So if you're going to come over here and tell me this person's in the wrong, you are potentially in the wrong too. You both face judgment and punishment. And I said it out loud. Then it became a game and we had fun with it all day. But it did cut down the like actual tattling. Because I'm like, okay, you both get time out. Oh, okay, judge, you're both in the wrong. Sorry. You did that. Punishment for all.
I love it.
I just was done.
You lay down the law.
I lay down the law.
Judge Shaley. Oh my gosh, that's great.
It was either that
or you would lose your mind.
Or I'm going to die.
I love talking about this. And I think that there's everybody's cup of tea, but I think that it's relatable. And it's also a beautiful door into people's lives that you don't maybe you take for granted. So I'd love to talk about this some more, like some other pieces of that.
Yeah. I think there's a lot more, one, in parenting in general that everyone can relate to.
Sure.
And then also in non-traditional parenting, from kids' perspective, questions we have to answer, situations that you're in where there's just layers of things that you walk through. So I feel like there's more that we should.
Let's revisit this.
What do they say? Put a pin, come back.
Could you put a pin in it?
Put a pin in it and come back. We'll talk about more.
Absolutely. This is kind of like a Mezcal old-fashioned. All right, so we have Mezcal. I got a reposado Mezcal. I made a dark brown sugar simple syrup.
I'm getting that. All those notes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the smell. I almost thought about using molasses. Aromatic bitters.
Ooh, what
orange
kinds?
bitters. I did aromatic and orange. So what we're gonna do.
Oh,
What we're gonna do? Please, let's not
it
light your
got
house.
warm.
Let's not light your house on fire. 2 ounces of the mezcal, and like I said, I chose reposado this time just because I wanted the warmer note.
Oh, it's gonna be so good. I
Okay,
love it.
so then I'm doing like about a half an ounce of this simple syrup. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do 2 dashes of aromatic bitters. You know, aromatic bitters. And I'll do 1 ounce of the orange.
I'll open these for you.
Thank you, Mama.
Thank you, mommy.
Mommy. Just an ounce or a dash
Oh,
of
just a
that.
teensy.
Just a little dashy too. Just do a really good stir to get it nice and chill. And we're gonna just pour it over. I already had some ice blocks done up. Oh, that's pretty. Nice,
Those are so pretty.
nice amber color.
Mm-hmm. And then woo!
If you wanna come and get it, na 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 na.
Okay.
Ready?
I'm so excited.
I am. Mezcal old fashioned, y'all.
Oh,
What?
that's smoky.
Are you a mezcal person?
I am now.
Really? Gabe's is gone.
Mm.
That's so good. Okay,
This is so moody.
the reposado mezcal has to be the key to this, right?
I feel like the whole thing, the layers, dink, 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 the depth with the smoky.
This,
I would pay like $12 for that.
100%.
I'm drinking
This is like a nice cocktail.
in like a moody day.
Yes.
This is
Let's
so.
go get me toe up.
You're gonna give me the ingredients in my ice, and I'm gonna say it. Ice into a shaker. The 2 ounces of the mezcal reposado.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're gonna put in a dash of the orange bitters and 2 dashes of the aromatic bitters.
Yes.
Then you're gonna put in a half ounce. How many ounces? half ounce of the brown sugar simple syrup.
Mm.
Then you're gonna stir that.
Stir, stir, stir. Pour over a block of ice. Oh, it's so good.
So good.
Oh, mezcal old fashioned.
We can just sit and sip this, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And if you'd like to get in touch with us, you can email us at cocktailcharacterspod@gmail.com.
Yes, or you can like, follow, subscribe, all of the above. We're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube, we are on Facebook, we are on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify. So please find us on all those platforms or whichever one you prefer.
Yeah, we love it. And special thanks to our production crew, our one-man show, Gabe.
Yes.
Keeping it together for us, Highland Forge Media.
Yes, he's amazing. This podcast would not have happened without him. The consistency, the level of production. It's
Fantastic.
all gotten better since they've been involved.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
been wonderful.
Thank you so much.